Will Overwatch 2 fail? Hello everyone, welcome to DagreatGaming, and today we're going to go over whether or not Overwatch 2, Blizzard's sequel to Overwatch, will succeed or fail. Now, before we get too far into this, we need to clarify what a failure for Overwatch 2 actually is. There are two types I'm going to go over, and these are the commercial and the long-term failure. The commercial failure would mean that the game doesn't sell well and Blizzard loses money for making this game. I think that this is unlikely, and while the game has had little marketing done to it so far, I think that this is going to change relatively soon with BlizzCon Online being just around the corner. Still, the lack of marketing so far has made it difficult for news of this game to reach new players, and as a result, maybe there won't be as many new players interested in the game, at least not right now, because they don't even know that it exists. Again, this is probably going to change soon, with BlizzCon Online being a good place for them to start really hyping up the game, maybe putting out a beta for it. Despite the lack of marketing now, Blizzard games usually tend to sell really well, and I think that this game is very unlikely to be any different from that, even with the lack of hype surrounding the game currently. As for the long-term success of Overwatch 2, this is where the concerns start to rise with it. While Overwatch 2 is marketed as a sequel, it functions closer to an expansion pack similar to World of Warcraft's expansion packs. The new content for the game is mostly limited to stuff that could have been added in a patch, such as new maps or new heroes, at least for the multiplayer 6v6 side of the game. They're also adding the co-op missions, which is something brand new to the game, but people that might have been interested in the competitive 6v6 aspect of Overwatch might not be as interested in this mode and might stop playing it sooner than you would like. And there will be, of course, people that play the game just for the co-op missions with Overwatch 2, but that's gonna end up being a smaller amount of people probably. The main thing for Overwatch has always been the competitive 6v6 side, and people will most likely return to that once the novelty of the co-op stuff wears off. I could be wrong with this, but it looks like that the co-op missions might not last that long in popularity. As for the new maps and new heroes, this might be enough to boost the game's playtime for a couple months maybe, but I feel like that it will struggle to actually retain those players for a long period of time. Again, once the new shiny things kind of feeling wears off, people will start to just drop off from the game again, because ultimately it's still the same Overwatch with the multiplayer stuff. Sure, there's the new game mode, which is definitely something different from the original, but it's still the same 6v6 gameplay, the same heroes from the original. It's probably going to get old again quickly, especially if it's a returning player and not like a brand new player to the game. Ultimately, I feel like Overwatch 2 might end up quickly going back to a spot that Overwatch 1 is currently in, where there's just kind of a steady decline of players, maybe stabilizing, back around the same point that it is now after the Overwatch 2 hype wears off from its release. And this is all just my own speculation, of course. I can't see into the future and know that that's what's going to happen. It could do even better than the original. All the new content could just bring in more players that'll play for years on end, but that's just something that no one could really know for sure at this point in time. I feel like if Overwatch 2 were to fail though, this would be how it would fail. It would fail to keep players in the long term rather than in the short term. In the short term, it will definitely be a big success. So that's all I have for this one. just wanted to make a quick video going over my thoughts on whether or not Overwatch 2 will succeed, since there's such a lack of information about it right now. But if you liked what you saw here, then feel free to, comment, like, subscribe, all the stuff you're supposed to say at the end of the YouTube video. And I hope to see you in the next one.